Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for another episode of the Transfer Show. And getting straight into it, I have to talk about Diego Costa as well. Obviously Brendan made a video solely about that topic earlier on today. You can click the link above me to watch that. But I want to give my take on the situation as well. So as most of you know, the Daily Mail released an interview with Diego Costa on Sunday evening in which he said a lot of very different things. Brandon talks about it more in depth. But he said he was happy. He said he wanted to stay, actually. He said different things about Antonio Conte, not so nice things, bit contradicting him, himself kind of to what he said earlier on last season. He said that some players are still in touch with him and that they miss him and all that. And he also said, quite interestingly, that Jose Mourinho has personally called him to see if he was okay. Find that a bit weird. Hopefully not another player sold to Man United. I doubt it, but can never be scared enough now that they got Matic. He also said that the club ordered him back to London after the team flew out to Asia, so he got an extra week of holiday, like officially by the club. And then, when they wanted him back, that was when the team were already in Asia. So, he didn't want that. And they kind of wanted him to train with the reserve and still want him to train with the reserves. Have no contact to the first team, basically to the first team facilities. It's all a bit weird. And he said, he refuses to do that because he feels like he's being treated like a criminal, which he doesn't feel like he is because, he's given a lot for the club, which, no one can really disagree with. Yesterday, Sky Sports have reported that Chelsea have ordered Diego Costa back once again for him to get into shape and be ready for selection, actually. So you're kind of a different ordering him back, which is complete bullshit in my opinion. I think they just want him back so he can get fitter and make selling him easier. I don't think they actually want him to be in contention for selection. Some minor reports after that came out saying that we're kind of like the club has told Conte that he has to take Diego back into the squad. Otherwise he will not get any new signings. And that's obviously not true because not signing any players will harm the club a lot more than Conte. Because Conte might as well, or will then just walk, won't he? Let's be honest. But now today, Sky has actually reported that Costa has yet again refused to come back to London. Again. But yeah, either way, I'd obviously love Costa to come back. I'd absolutely love it. He's a great player. We all know that. He scored 20 goals for us in 2 seasons now, over the last 3 years. He always gave it his all, like every game. I never feared that Costa would not give it his all, even when there was issues, surrounding Mourinho, surrounding Conte. Even, apparently the relationship between him and Conte was so toxic, and still he was by far our best player in the FA Cup final, and the only one who really looked like trying. The only attacking player, fair enough. So I find all that a bit weird. And I love him, and he loves the fans. He said he misses the fans who have always treated him so well, which, and he also said they just have to understand that sometimes things happen in football. And not gonna lie, it made me a bit sad hearing that, we always were chanting for him. We always loved it, didn't we? And he clearly loved it as well, so it makes me a bit sad. But, come to a conclusion, he won't come back. He won't come back to playing at Chelsea. Maybe we will force him to come back, so hard, basically, that he will have to, because we fined him already 300k. 2 weeks of wages. But he won't play under Conte. So unless we don't manage to sell him this window, which could very well happen, and Conte during the season, especially until January, walks or is sacked, unless that happens, I'm 100% sure that Diego Costa will not play for Chelsea again. So now, basically coming to actual transfer stories, which is what we're here for the transfer show, isn't it? Reports are saying and that we're in for and have apparently even made a bid for Southampton right back Cedric Soares. Just goes by Cedric, doesn't he? The 25-year-old Portuguese, like I said, right back. I don't know what happened to us signing Cancelo, which, up until yesterday there were reports about. Now we're suddenly interested in a completely different, right back. But oh well. Basically that's the news on him. There's not much more to it. Minor reports have come out that Barcelona want him too. So that doesn't exactly bode well for us, because if Barca wants someone and we want someone, most people are going to go to Barca, aren't they? But yeah, I just hope that we're just looking at Cedric as well while looking at Cancelo and trying to sign both at the same time, and then just saying no if we got one of them, the one we prefer. I hope that's how it works, and not just, all right, Cancelo didn't work, let's now focus on him. We have to focus on multiple targets at a time. Coming to a player that we've been covering almost as much as Alex Sandro this window. Oxlade-Chamberlain, the Ox. So like Louis yesterday said, were confident in signing him for around £35 million. But now news came out that he's apparently asking for £150,000 per week, which is absolutely nuts if you think about it. And if you ask me, even in footballing terms, Morata is on less than that. Like Morata, who we signed for 70 million or 58 million plus 12 million of add-ons. You know, most expensive signing in our history. And Oxlade-Chamberlain wants to earn more than him. What? Diego Costa is on exactly that amount of money. When we signed Diego Costa, he was the Champions League finalist. You know, he had a very good season. He was a proven world-class player. Oxlade-Chamberlain, yes, is a proven Premier League player, but he's not world-class. So, you know, those wages are mad. But like I've been saying, and like we've all been saying at the channel, we're so desperate. We're too desperate to be stingy. We're too desperate to be stingy. And it seems that we're apparently not being stingy. Because according to The Independent, that's our advantage, not being stingy. Because we're apparently willing to double his wages and meet his demands of £150,000 per week. Whereas Arsenal are not. So obviously this story is heating up more and more. Let's see what happens. I would still be surprised if we actually manage to get him. Like I've explained in another video before, it would surprise me. But it sure looks like there is hope. So maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. We're here again. I'm talking about him again. Alex Bloody Sandro. Alex Sandro. As you all know, the Brazilian left-back from Juve, I thought I could finally stop talking about him, you know, when the last sort of rumour about that came out 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. But no, according to Sky Italy, we're in for him again. But Juve still don't want to sell. So what are we doing? Well, apparently now, according to various reports, we've asked Sandro's agent and the player himself to push for the move. Not sure what they mean. Do they mean handing in a transfer request? I'm not sure. Not that that always works. You know, Stones did that at Everton when we wanted to sign him, didn't he? Still didn't get him. But yeah, no, I find it weird. I still, like, basically don't see any chance in us signing him. It would really surprise me if he managed to pull it off. It would be incredible, but it would really surprise me. Like, I find it weird, you know? And again, like for Cedric, I really hope that we're not just focusing on him. And I really hope that we're focusing on other players for the left wing-back spot as well. Because for the left wing-back spot, there's a lot less rumours out there than for the right wing-back spot. You know, maybe look at someone like Ryan Bertrand, where there haven't been many links with. Well, I don't know, some other players. Just don't put all your eggs into that basket of Alex Sandro. Because, you know, I just don't see it happening. Obviously, we've talked about Danny Rose before, but like I said in that video, Levy, you know, Tottenham chairman, probably won't sell to us. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about him again. Like I said, if we got him, incredible. One of the best players in that position in the world. But I doubt it. I very much doubt it. And now, although it's not really transfer news, it's, you know, but it's still the biggest news of the day, kind of. The most important news, in my opinion, anyway. Bakayoko is apparently back in full training, which, you know, is good. Yesterday, I think his brother posted something on Snapchat, which, you know, saw him running in gear and with a bib on and, you know, running around with other players around him. And he was also pictured in training today. So, that is great. Not sure whether he will make the squad, let alone starting 11 for Spurs. But the fact that he's already training, or that he's in full training, is obviously good news. As much as I would understand if we did, I hope we don't rush him. Because especially with knee injuries, we know what happens to players that are rushed to play again after a knee injury. You know, look at Torres. He did it. He played the World Cup in 2010 with a bad knee injury. We signed him the January after, and he even, you know, up until January, he didn't do particularly well for Liverpool that season. So these knee injuries you have to be careful with, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, if our medical staff decide, you know, he's good to play, I suppose he's good to play. And also, and possibly even more importantly, well, it's difficult because we don't have anyone in midfield, so Bakayoko is important. But Eden Hazard is by far our best player. So, no, I've kind of spoiled it. Eden Hazard is being pictured, has been pictured, as being part of training today. What? Who expected that? I mean, I'm not sure if he took part in the whole session. If he did, that would be very surprising to me. With the team, or if he just did the warm-up, maybe some other bits, some exercises with the team. Because, like I said, it would surprise me. Because most estimates that we heard, you know, when he got injured and throughout the summer now, were saying that he would probably be back around mid-September time. And considering he hasn't done any pre-season, you know, he's definitely lacking fitness, you know, at the moment, obviously. And it will probably take him around 3-4 weeks to get to full fitness once he starts training. Which would mean mid-September time, you know, the mid-September time estimate is right, you know. And that would just mean he's, you know, fully on track with his recovery, starting normal training now. As much as I think we need him, same as for Bakayoko, don't rush him back because, like I said, we all know what can happen to players that are rushed back. Although his isn't a knee injury, his is an ankle injury, you know, we don't want a player that, because he's being rushed back, is then injured for, like, you know, every couple of months, out for 2 weeks, out for 3 weeks, out for a month. We don't want that. We want him to be completely fit, give him the time, even if it doesn't go well for us up until then. I'd rather have Hazard once he is back to his, you know, absolute best than bringing him back just because we need him so desperately. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. I mean, like I said, check out Brandon's video, but leave me your thoughts on the whole Diego Costa situation down in the comment section below as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain, you know, most of you want him. Let's wait and see. But just give me your opinion. Is 150k too much? You know, it doesn't matter because we need him. We need any player so badly that let's just pay it. But it's too much, isn't it? Like 150k. Morata is on less. Morata. What would you say if we signed Cedric from Southampton? Let me know. Alex Sandro, are you as doubtful as I am that we're going to get him? And obviously, are you as happy as I am that Bakayoko is back in full training, apparently anyway? You know, he was pictured in full training with the rest of the team. That's, you know, a good sign. Same goes for Eden Hazard. Leave me all of your thoughts down in the comments. Like I said, leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Massively do appreciate that. Check out all our social media links, which are down in the description below. Check out my Instagram and Twitter, which you'll find somewhere on the screen. I'd massively appreciate it if you followed me there. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.